Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a deep look into the revolutionary and, I guess, emotional life of Subhas Chandra Bose. But we're doing it through a really specific lens, the poetry, the really powerful and uncompromising poetry of Kazi, Nazrul, Islam.
That's right. It's a fascinating intersection.
Yeah, so our mission today really is to trace the history of their connection. How did it start? We're looking at some unique source material, mostly memories from an older book about Bose and Nazrul, especially around Alipore jail. We want to figure out not just that Bose liked Nazrul's songs, but like which songs, which ones gave him that psychological fuel, that revolutionary spirit. Some people even say he hummed them on the battlefield.
And it's quite striking how often the, let's say, emotional grounding for these huge political figures comes from these intense personal relationships and art, Before Bose even met Nazrul, he was already in this formative environment in presidency jail. He was alongside Chittorjan Das Deshbandu, as everyone knew him.
Right.
And that whole experience, it really set the stage for what Bose would later need, intellectually and emotionally.
Okay, let's unpack that. Presidency jail. Bose isn't just a political prisoner there. Our sources say he's basically serving Deshbandu, cooking, handling mail.
Yeah, providing services, definitely. All while talking strategy, the future of India. Serious stuff. But the key thing that sources highlight is it wasn't just strategy. It was like this intensive literary mentorship going on, too.
Like an informal university, you mean?
Exactly. Deshbandu was deeply read. I mean, Bengali literature, English classics, Vaishnava poetry.
Really?
He knew it all. They weren't just, killing time. They were digging into texts. Apparently, they both really got into the English poet Robert Browning. Challenging stuff.
Browning, okay. And wasn't Deshbandu also working on something bigger?
Yes, he had this big ambition to write the definitive book on Indian nationalism. And to prep for it, he'd read bits of Bankim Chandra Chatterjee's An Andamath out loud to Bose, that foundational novel.
So it feels very deliberate. Not just passing time, but Deshbandu consciously mentoring Bose, preparing him.
Oh, I think undoubtedly.
Yeah.
He was modeling how you keep your mind sharp, how you sustain intellectual life, even under duress. And, the humor was part of that, too, keeping things human.
Yes, the humor. Deshbandu had a wit, right. Didn't he call Bose the crying captain?
He did, affectionately, yeah. Probably because Bose was just so intense, so emotionally dedicated to every task. But the best story, the one that really shows their dynamic, is about the Swarajya Fund.
The famous marriage proposal. You have to walk us through that. It says so much about how they kept going.
Okay, so Deshbandu is apparently desperate for funds for the movement. And he decides to pull this elaborate joke on Bose. He calls Bose in, very serious. Bose, always ready for duty, asks what needs doing. And Deshbandu, completely deadpan, asks him if he can get married.
Just like that. Bose must have been floored.
Totally shocked. Mortified, apparently. He says, I've dedicated my entire life to the country. He asks for literally any other duty but that.
Any other duty, right.
So then Deshbandu lays out the crisis. The Swarajya Fund is empty, no one's donating, so the only solution is to marry off Bose. The goal, to raise at least a lakh of rupees.
A lakh. And Kiran Sankar was there too, right? He jumped in.
Instantly. Kiran Sankar, who was also in prison with them, immediately plays along. He says something like, well, the rest of us are useless coins, but Bose has real market value.
It's just incredible. These guys dealing with life and death politics, taking time for this kind of detailed teasing. That camaraderie must have been vital.
Absolutely vital. That's the environment Bose is coming out of when he's released. Intense dedication, yes, but also literature, humor, strong personal bonds. He gets out on August 9th, 1922. Deshbandu the very next day. The political air was just electric.
And then there's this huge reception, right, at Wellington's National School, celebrating their release. What was that like?
Oh, it was a major event. Political figures, literary figures. The poet Savitri Prasanna Chattopadhyay was there. Kiran Sankar him again gave the formal address. It was all about honoring Deshbandu and Bose, their strength. But then the program shifts. A young man comes up. He's going to recite a song he wrote himself.
And this is the moment. This is what grabs Bose.
Completely captivates him. The descriptions paint this picture of a young guy, shaggy, unruly hair, chakrai babri chul, the Bengali says, nodding his head back and forth as he sings. And the singing isn't gentle, it's fierce. It's rebellious protest.
And the song, what were the words?
The song was Karar Oilu Ho Kopat Bangi Fel Karolopad. Basically, break down that iron gate of the prison, smash it, demolish it. A direct command.
Wow, so that's the first encounter. Subhas Chandra Bose meets Kazi Nazrul Islam, and it's just pure, raw, revolutionary energy through music.
Exactly. And interestingly, that song, it had actually been written for Deshpandu while he was in prison. Basantide, Deshpandu's wife, had published it earlier in the magazine Banglar Katha.
So Deshpandu's own wife is promoting this radical call to action. Shows how connected everything was.
Very connected. The political leadership, the uncompromising art, it was all intertwined. Bose was just blown away by the fire in it. He immediately asks, who is this strange young man who wrote that ferocious song?
And to really get why Nazrul's voice hit Bose so hard, I mean, Bose, the future military leader, we need to understand Nazrul's own background, right? He wasn't some armchair poet.
Not at all. He was forged in hardship, his childhood in Churulia, extreme poverty. His father, Fakir Ahmed, died poor. Nazrul was pretty much on his own. He worked brutal odd jobs, a servant, a baker's boy in Asansol. He even sang and performed in these folk theater groups, Lito groups.
So he had this real visceral connection to the common people, their language, their struggles.
Absolutely. And then there's the part people often forget, which connects directly to Bose's own path.
He was a soldier.
Yes. Nazrul genuinely believed you needed to understand warfare to fight for freedom. He didn't just talk about it. He joined the Bengali regiment, served near the Arab Sea in Quetta, went through drills, saw service during the Great War. After the regiment disbanded, he came to Kolkata and poured all that military discipline and revolutionary energy straight into his writing.
Okay, that's the crucial link. Because Nazrul wasn't about gradual change, was he? When he edited that paper, Dhumketu the Comet.
Right. His mission statement was completely uncompromising. It aligns perfectly with where Bose was heading. Nazrul wrote something like, I don't understand Swaraj. Dhumketu first and foremost wants complete independence for India.
Complete independence, not dominion status, not gradual reform. That must have resonated powerfully with Bose.
Instantly. It explains that immediate bond, that recognition. And Nazrul's radical stance, it wasn't just ignored. It got validation from the very top, from Rabindranath Tagore himself.
Tagore blessed the paper.
He did. Published right on the front page of Dhumketu. Tagore wrote, I air Dhumketu. Come, O comet, build a bridge of fire in the darkness. Having Tagore's blessing, plus support from other known revolutionaries like Baron Kumar Ghosh, Sarat Chandra Chattopadhyay, it cemented Nazrul. He wasn't just a poet, he was the revolutionary voice in poetry.
And Bose had this belief, didn't he, that poets, writers in Bengal, they needed jail time. They needed that experience to make their writing truly revolutionary.
He did believe that. And Nazrul had that experience. He'd lived the hardship, served in the army, faced the consequences for his writing. He was jailed for sedition later for his poem, Anandamoya Gamoni. That raw emotion born from experience is clearly what provided such deep solace, such psychological support for Bose during his own imprisonments.
So we know Bose loved his music. Which songs were the absolute favorites, the go-to tracks, so to speak?
Well, the sources consistently point to two main ones. First, obviously, the one he heard at that reception, Karar Oi Loho Kopat, that raw demand for freedom. But the second one, and maybe this gives us the deepest insight into Bose, the military leader, was Durgam Giri Kantar Moru Dostar Parabar.
Okay, translate that one for us. What's the feeling behind those words?
It translates roughly to difficult mountain, desert wilderness, impassable ocean. It's a song about the epic struggle, the impossible journey. It's about marching forward relentlessly, no matter the obstacle, no matter the terrain.
Difficult mountain, desert wilderness, impassable ocean.
Exactly. And that's why the sources say Bose would often hum this song on the battlefield. Think about it. Leading the INA, facing impossible odds, literally crossing mountains and jungles.
It perfectly mirrors his reality.
It's an anthem of sheer will overcoming any obstacle. It wasn't just patriotism, it was like a strategic mindset set to music.
Yeah.
It validated the struggle while demanding you push through.
So one song is the initial fire, the breaking down barriers, and the other is the endurance needed for the long march.
A perfect summary. Now, going back to the prison experience for a moment, his friend Dilip Kumar Ray shared something really powerful about the first song, Karar Oi Luho Kopat.
About its psychological effect.
Yes. Bose told Ray that when those heavy iron jail doors slammed shut, the feeling, the distress, he used the Bengali phrase akuli bikuli, like intense inner turmoil.
Right.
It was Nazrul's song, Karar Oi Luho Kopat, that would just echo in his mind. It wasn't a comforting lullaby. It was an aggressive counterpunch to the despair of confinement.
Like an antidote.
Exactly. Fierce strength, not gentle solace. Ray even mentioned Bose singing another Nazrul line while bathing in prison. Which
makes
something like, it is with these very chains that I will make you nervous today. It completely flips the script, right? The chains aren't symbols of defeat. They become weapons to demoralize the jailer.
Incredible. So Bose clearly saw these songs not just as art, but as essential tools, as national weapons almost.
Absolutely. He even advised Dilip Kumar Ray, whose father, Dwijendralal Ray, was a famous composer of patriotic songs. He told Dilip to follow his father's example, to write songs like Danarani Pushpe Bora, songs that celebrated the nation, built that collective spirit. For Bose, music was vital for nation building.
And do we know if there were specific lines, maybe not from Nazrul, but from other patriotic songs that really stuck with him?
Yes, there's one couplet he apparently quoted often that really summed up his life's commitment. Amari deshete idonmo chenoi deshete moli.
May I be born in this country, and may I die in this country.
That absolute dedication, when you weave that together with his love for Nazrul's fiery, uncompromising art, you see it clearly. For Bose, culture wasn't separate from the revolution. It wasn't leisure. It was the bedrock, the psychological, the emotional fuel for everything he did.
So, thinking about all this for you, the listener, what's the takeaway? We've seen how, literary mentoring, prison humor, and then the sheer force of this young, battle-tested poet, how all that came together to shape the mind, the spirit of a major revolutionary leader.
Yeah, I think this deep dive really shows that the inner lives of these political giants are often sustained by art that speaks directly to their reality, their struggles. Bose wasn't just leading marches, he was listening, he was analyzing, he was using songs and poetry. As weapons, yes, but also as comfort, as strategic inspiration. And Nazrul's ability, this guy who came from nothing, he was a soldier, a baker's boy, a performer, his ability to take all that life experience and turn it into words that moved a nation, that moved someone like Bose.
Yeah.
It's just a huge testament to the power of an authentic voice.
And it's striking, isn't it, that Bose's first really big public reception, the one celebrating his release from prison, the launch pad for his major political ascent, that's the very event where he first encounters Nazrul.
The timing is incredibly symbolic. It's like a formal introduction to the exact kind of passionate, no-compromise spirit that would fuel his own future actions. It was a soundtrack arriving just as the main act began.
Right. Okay, before we wrap up, here's that final thought we like to leave you with, something to chew on. If a revolutionary leader like Subhas Chandra Bose, someone so focused and strategic, actively relied on specific songs, specific poems, specific metaphors for, emotional survival, and to actually drive his political purpose, what are the modern equivalents? What artistic movements, what cultural expressions today are providing that kind of essential emotional fuel for social and political movements right now? What's the soundtrack to change look like today?
Something to think about.
Definitely. Think about that, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.